Hello everyone, I'm Zhang Zihan. Today I will introduce you one of the greats of psychology, Carl Gustav Jung. My introduction will be divided into four parts. Firstly, I will introduce you part of Jung's life. Jung has a lonely and sad childhood. On July 26, 1875, Jung was born in Switzerland, Kitzbühel, a pastor's family. His family, 8 uncles and grandmother, are serving as a clergyman, and his father is a devout pastor. His parents were at odds, and his mother's temper was erratic. From an early age, Jung was a strange and melancholy child who kept mostly to himself, often amusing himself with fancy games. This also affected his later education. By now, I'm sure you have learned a little bit about Jung. In the part 2, I will tell you the reasons why I choose him. Jung once said, the most important lesson in life for the average man is to learn to accept himself. After assigning this homework, I was looking for a suitable psychologist until I saw you. Because I was a high achiever in middle school, I was particularly emulated in high school, but there is always a better person. As a result, I couldn't withstand the huge psychological gap and suffered from the mental illness, which was treated with medication and psychological counseling. After I recovered, I wanted to do something for people who were in the same situation as me. Jung majored in spiritual psychology and was also a great man in psychology, so I chose to introduce him. Okay, let's move on to the part 3. Part 3 tells us his major contribution to psychology. Number 1 is analytical psychology. Jung was one of the founders of analytical psychology, and he proposed many concepts such as collective unconscious archetypes and individual psychology. Number 2 is shadow and ego. Jung emphasized the concepts of the shadow and the ego, which have a profound impact on the understanding of self-perception and mental health. Number 3 is sense and symbols. Sense and symbols are powerful tools used to convey deep meaning and emotion, and they help people make sense of their inner worlds and their interactions with. Number 4 is psychological type theory. Jung proposed the psychological type theory, which categorizes people into different psychological types, such as introversion and extroversion, perception and intuition, thinking and emotion, which is widely used in psychological assessment and personality research. From Jung's many writings, it is not difficult to find that he had an in-depth interruption and full absorption of raw thought. After breaking with Freud, Jung went through a period of painful depression. He was bitter and resolved, and one time he had doubts about the correctness of his own research. He struggled to find a basis that could support his research until he came into contact with the classical Chinese text translated by Wei Lixian. In the ancient wisdom of China, Jung found his soulmate, which became a turning point on his academic life. You can see I read a lot, but due to the time, I won't read them one by one, so please look at the PPT clearly. Okay, for the last part, we will discuss his relevance in today's society. Jung's psychological theories are still widely influential in contemporary times, especially in the following aspects. Number 1 is deep psychology. Raffi. Number 2 is personality studies. Number 3 is cultural and religious studies. Number 4 is art and culture. Okay, this is something that I think. In summary, though some aspects of Jung's theories are controversial, they continue to provide valuable perspectives and frameworks for the field of psychology and a rich resource for research and practice. And his theories continue to be valuable for understanding individual psychology, cultural phenomena, and interpersonal relationships. That's all. Thank you for your listening.